This is your second season at the club. You were at Swansea City prior to joining the New Saints. When did you first realise that TNS were after you?
I left Swansea about July end of the season, in 2017 when my contract finished, so it was about June time when I spoke to Scotty, and I come in actually because the team were already training. I come in and trained for a few days and enjoyed it, and that's when I found out about June time, 2 weeks into the season.
And your first venture with the New Saints was to Scotland, and I remember doing our first interview there in the dining room area following the meal.
Yeah, I remember that well. Played Rangers, didn't we, and St Johnstone. So no, that was a good trip. That I remember that fondly.
Since then, you've been on quite a few other trips with TNS, including some European adventures.
No, the champion went last season to Croatia and Gibraltar, but I didn't really play then. I was just new into the squad, so I didn't really. I weren't starting, and then this season it's been great again to actually play in the Champions League and Europa League games. So no, it's been a great experience.
As you said, Tom, you didn't really feature in the European games last time round. This time, though, it's true to call you a starting lineup regular.
No, I didn't start last season, but you get a feel for it for the Europa games. It's for games in Europe, it's such a different feeling. It's special, do you know what I mean, with the big crowds and that. So just experiencing that, I wanted to get a taste for it, and thankfully this year I did. And I think we look back on that and we done quite well, to be honest. The 5-0 at home was a massive disappointment, but the 4-0 winner was definitely a highlight of that.
And as a player, Tom, it is difficult to break into the TNS squad even to get to that stage, but to be a regular on the pitch, I guess as a player you would sooner be in the position where you're challenged week after week for that starting place, as opposed to playing 2, 3, 4, 5 divisions down where you're an automatic first name on the team sheet.
Yeah, there's lots of competition here, and that's what drives everyone on. You know what I mean? You can't take your place for granted. Trading's really competitive. You've got Josh, young lad, come in as well, Josh Hmami, and we've got about 4 or 5 midfielders. So there's a lot of competition for places, and it keeps you on your toes and makes you perform to your best.
And as a midfielder, we're more often used to seeing you dropping deep, collecting the ball from Paul Harrison just outside the box. So it comes as no surprise, really, that you haven't scored too many goals. In fact, just the one to date. Tell us about that.
Yeah, just the one. It was the day we lifted the trophy against Kevin Druids, and I think I had about 7 shots in that game. I said to myself, I'm going to have to score today, I'm going to have to get a goal. So this is about just before half time. I remember Mazza picking up, and thankfully the eighth shot of the day went in, and it's my only goal. But like you say, it's not my main job in the team, but of course I'd like to add more to my tally.
Well, players often set themselves targets before the season starts. We know that Greg Draper has done that in terms of how many goals he scores during the course of this current campaign. Scott Rusco, Steve Evans, as the managerial setup, they will also set corporate tasks and corporate targets for the side. But what about you, as a midfielder who perhaps doesn't get too many chances? What sort of targets can you set, or do you set for yourself?
I don't really have assists or goals as a main target. Mine's just to perform as well as I can and to play as many games as possible in the season. That's my target, to stay in the team and keep playing well. I would like to score more goals, and maybe I think if I could get to about 5 or 6, I say 5 for my position would be good, but no, goals and assists are not something that I particularly look at, which maybe I should do a bit more, but not something I focus on, more just playing, staying in the team and playing as well and performing to my best each week.
Like me, Tom, your accent gives away the place of your birth. In your case, you're from Yorkshire, and although you did play for Swansea City, they of course play in the English setup. So prior to coming to Park Hall, what did you know about Welsh football overall?
About Welsh football, I didn't know too much, but I knew a lot about TNS. When I was at Swansea, I remember the first team had a friendly against TNS, and that quitted himself well. TNS did against a good Swansea team, so I knew TNS were a good team. They liked to get the ball down and play, and like I knew for the last 10 years they've more or less dominated the Welsh league. That's what I knew about them, and no, when I heard the things, I definitely wanted to come.
And as you say, dominating the Welsh League, won the league title, the JD Welsh Premier League, for the last 7 seasons. This time round, though, there's a tough challenge from Connors Quay Nomads.
Yeah, not last season. I think we were, I'm not quite sure, but I think we were top of the league last year. So it's a bit different, but fair play to them. They've had a good start and they've done well. And we've had a few poor results. I think Cardiff met someone that stands out where we let ourselves down, to be honest, but we had a good win against Llandudno and a really good performance, and we're looking to keep up that consistency.
And how important was that win against Llandudno? We scored 6 for the 3rd time at home this season in the league. How important was not just the victory, but the way that we did it going into the game against the Nomads? Yeah,
like you say, 6 goals is always good, but I think the way we played, the way we pressed, the way we passed the ball, I think that's the main thing, and it's giving everyone hopefully confidence going into Saturday to hopefully go and get the win.
And it goes without saying that it will be a tough game. What has Scott Rusco said to the squad this week as you prepare for that fixture?
No, we all know it's been a tough game. We all know how Connors Quay like to play and their strengths, but as always, normally the focus is on us, and if we can put in the same performance we did against Aberystwyth with the ball, Aberystwyth Llandudno with the ball, and then do the horrible stuff off the ball as well, and work hard and win your tackles and your headers, then we're confident.
Ben, you've just returned from international duty with the Wales under-19 squad. How old were you when you were called up for the very first time?
Yeah, I got my first call up when I was 16 for the Victory Shield when we were playing against Ireland and Scotland. So yeah, it was a big competition. It was my first call up.
And you were at Swansea City at the time. You'd just gone there from Newport County?
Yeah, I just left Newport to go to Swansea, and then I got my first call up.
So when you say there was a call up, was that a telephone call?
No, it was just they put an email out, and there's just a list of all the players who got chosen. So yeah, it was come as a surprise to me, but I was delighted with it.
How much of a surprise was it? Did you realise the national side were even watching you?
No, I didn't have a clue, because obviously I just come from Newport, so didn't think I was in the picture at all. But obviously when I got it, I was delighted.
So I guess if you'd have had a telephone call, you would have thought it was one of your mates playing around.
Yeah, 100%.
So you got your call up to the squad. What happened next?
Then it was the Victory Shield, and we won the Victory Shield, so that was obviously a big moment for my career. And then since then we've had Euro qualifiers. Unfortunately we didn't make it through that, and we've had a few friendlies, and now the Euro qualifiers are coming up next month, so hopefully we can get through them.
And you are a proud Welshman indeed. What was it like when you pulled on the red shirt, assuming it was a red shirt on that day, the red shirt of Wales for the very first time?
It was just such a proud moment. I was so happy to put it on, and I just wanted to give everything to obviously win the game and show everyone what I got.
And prior to the first whistle even, the national anthem, that's a moment that maybe only a Welshman can understand.
Yeah, and it was such a passionate anthem. Everyone's from the start of the anthem, you can feel like the tension. Everyone's like getting psyched up. Something about the anthem, I'm not sure what it is, but it psychs everyone up. It's such a good anthem.
And we've talked about surprises. How much of a surprise was it when the New Saints were interested in you?
Yeah, that was a big surprise as well. I didn't really know much about the New Saints before coming, but obviously I know a lot now, and it's a quality club, and yeah, I'm delighted to be here and really happy.
Well, you've been here for quite a number of months now. I remember interviewing you for the very first time, Ben, out in Portugal on the pre-Champions League camp. A lot of water has passed under the bridge since then.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I'm part of the squad now, like a real big part, and all the boys welcoming, all the coaches, everything about the club is good, so yeah.
And you've also played in the Champions League as well. Would you have imagined 18-year-old from Cardiff playing in the Champions League?
Yeah, it's literally a dream, and to play in the Champions League obviously, yeah, was a dream of mine, and the Europa League, and to do that at 18, yeah, couldn't ask for more.
And you're from Cardiff as well, and we even played a game at the Cardiff City Stadium.
I know, literally everything's just gone so well this season. I'm so happy.
And then back to the present day, as we said at the start, just returned from international duty against Poland.
Yeah, it was just a friendly, preparing for the Euro qualifiers, which is next month. So yeah, we won the game 2-0 as well, so brings a bit of momentum for next month in these qualifiers. So hopefully, yeah, we can take it into the qualifiers.
And you started in the game, you played the full 90 minutes?
Yeah, I played 90 minutes and got a clean sheet, so yeah, couldn't ask for more.
And as I often ask players when they've featured in a game, what about your own performance? Were you happy with that?
Yeah, I was really happy with my performance. And end of the second half, I got given the captaincy, so that was obviously a big thing as well. So yeah, I was happy with my performance.
And you're enjoying your time here at the New Saints?
Yeah, really enjoying it every moment.
And what about the future for Ben Cabango?
I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
Josh, it probably goes without saying, but I guess you're enjoying your life at Parkhall so far.
Yeah, definitely. I've been here a couple of months now, and the lads they're all quality lads with me, and I'm fitting in really well. Obviously, starting to play more games as the weeks go on, and I'm really enjoying my time here so far. It's a tough team to get into, but when you get into it, it's great to be a part of it, and hopefully many more games for me to play in.
And we use the words "so far" because, as we all know, football is very transient. Things change very quickly. But I guess for you, as a footballer, that means that you have to stay ahead of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Things can change so fast. 1 week you're out the squad, 1 week you're in it. But you just got to keep training hard, working hard, and when you get your chance, you just got to take it. And hopefully, Scott and Eva will choose you to be in the team, and you just got to take your chance, like I said, and keep playing football.
And one of the things that we often talk about, not just at TNS but football in general, is team spirit. As a footballer, you're giving us an insight now into the way that you think, and other footballers as well. It's a fine line, I guess. You have to be friends with everyone, get on with everyone, but at the same time, you're competing against them for a place in the starting lineup.
Well, yeah, it's everyone's competing against each other, but we're all friends at the end of the day. Everyone's got a job to do, and everyone gives 100% in training, and you can only do your best at the end of the day. And obviously, Scott and Eva will decide the team during the week throughout training and stuff like that. So whoever's at the best and whoever's doing well, obviously gets chosen. And the lads know that. The lads all train hard. We all train like we play, which is why we improve and why we're so good, because we challenge each other each and every day. So we just keep improving every day as it goes.
And the New Saints, of course, is a very difficult team to break into. But for you as a footballer, I guess you would sooner be here at the New Saints challenging for that starting lineup as opposed to playing in a league 6 or 7 steps down where you're automatically on the team sheet every week.
Definitely. I'd rather be challenged here, training every day and being on the bench and sometimes getting on, sometimes starting, than being in a lower league team or a team that's not as good and playing week in, week out, because I feel like even just in training I'm developing as a player, and I have developed as a player with my time here at TNS, and I'm loving my time here so far, and I'm definitely developing, and the more games I play is just a bonus for me really.
And we've talked about starting lineups. You've been in that, of course, and also come on as a substitute. You've also scored goals. Now, going back in your career so far, you're still a young man, of course, but going back in your career, Accrington Stanley, Barnsley, Bolton Wanderers, as a midfielder, have goals been a part of your game?
Well, not really, to be honest. I've mainly been a more defensive one, to be honest, defensive midfield, especially at Accrington. But here I've just got the licence to get forward and defend, so just basically got a free role, and you know, I do like to attack and I do like to defend, so the role I get here is perfect for me.
So goals are few and far between. You almost got a hat-trick at Prestat in town recently.
Yeah, I don't want to be reminded of that, to be honest, but yeah, I should have got my hat-trick, but scoring 2, I'm still happy with 2. Like I said, I don't score often, so when I do score it, yeah, it's good, and to get 2 the other day, it's good for my confidence, and with my first start as well. Hopefully there's plenty more for me in the upcoming games.
And finally, Josh, we have Llandudno FC at Park Hall this week. I guess in many ways, teams like that are learning curves for you personally, because you haven't played against them yet.
Yeah, definitely. I've never played against Llandudno before, but obviously being a part of the squad on Wednesday, hopefully I get some game time under my belt on Wednesday, but yeah, it'll be a good experience to see what they like, and see what they have to bring to Park Hall on Wednesday, and see if they'll give us a challenge.
They're at the wrong end of the table as far as they're concerned, but in many ways TNS is a scalp for every side that we play against.
Yeah, definitely, but you never want to underestimate your opponents, and you want to take each and every game as it comes, and you just want to win, and that's what TNS do best. We win games, and everyone gives 100%, top of the league, bottom of the league, don't matter who we're playing, we just want to get the 3 points and move on to the next game.